Now we are into reading journal training module practice test 2. This is the content from Road to IELTS, and this is for IELTS preparation and practice. So let's see. This again is of 1 hour, means 60 minutes journal training reading, and all these instructions we have already seen in the first test. So let us just go directly to the questions and the content. So the section 1 is read the text below and answer question 1 to 7. Let us read them. Thank you. This is about volunteers. So thank you for volunteering to work one-on-one with some of the students at our school who need extra help. Smoking policy is prohibited by law in the classrooms and anywhere on the school grounds. Safety and health. Volunteers are responsible for their personal safety and should notify the school of any pre-existing medical conditions. Prescriptions and any other medications that you normally carry with you must be handed in to the school nurse on arrival and collected on departure. So if you require them, the nurse will dispense them to you in her office. Then sign in. A sign-in book is located at office reception. Please sign this register every time you come to the school. This is important for insurance purposes and emergency situations. After signing the book, collect a visitor's badge from the office. This must be worn at all times when you are on school premises. Remember to return the badge afterwards. Messages. Teacher will communicate with volunteers via telephone, email, messages left at the office. Always ask for messages. You may communicate with teachers in the same way. The preferred school is to leave a memo in the relevant teacher's pigeonhole. This can be found at the end of corridor in the staff room block. What about work hours? We understand that your time commitment is entirely voluntary and therefore flexible. So if your personal schedule should change and this affects your availability, please contact the coordinator for volunteers at the school on extension 402. Alternatively, you could drop in to her office situated in F block. The role of the coordinator. The coordinator is responsible for matching volunteers, tutors with students, organizing tutorial rooms, ensuring student attendance, and overseeing volunteer tutor training. So if you encounter any problem, contact her as above. Now let us try answering these questions. Do the following statement agree with the information given in the text on the previous page? So we have true. You have to write true or select true if the statement agrees with the information. False if the statement contradicts with the information. Not given if there is no information on this. First is, as a volunteer, you will be helping students individually. This is true. This is given. You may smoke in the ground. This is false. You cannot take any medicine while at the school. This is false. Because in the paragraphs of the content, it is being said that you have to specially mention and you have to intimate about any medical conditions if you have. So if you forget to sign the register, you won't be insured for accidents. If you forget to sign the register, you won't be insured for accidents. 4. This is not given. NG. The best way of communicating with teachers is in writing. This is our 5th one. So this is true. This is correct. You can choose your own hours of work. 6 is entirely true because you are volunteers. You just have to intimate. The coordinator keeps student attendance rolls. This is not given. Now 8 to 14, camping in the bush. Let us read it first. Responsible campers observe minimal impact bushwalking practices. This is a code of ethics and behavior aimed at preserving the natural beauty of bushwalking areas. Good planning is the key to safe and successful camping trips. Obtaining a camping permit is in advance of leaving to camp out overnight in a national park is obligatory. Bookings are also compulsory for some parks. These could be limited on group sizes in some parks. Occasionally, campsites may be closed owing to the bushfire danger or for other reasons. Always obtain permission from the owner prior to crossing private property. As well as your usual bushwalking gear, you will need the right equipment for camping. A full stove and a fuel for cooking is essential. Not only is it safer, faster and cleaner, but it is easier to use in wet weather also. It is recommended that you pitch a free standing tent which requires few pegs and therefore has less ecological impact. Take a sleeping mat if you have one to put your sleeping bag on for a more comfortable night's sleep. You will also need a hand towel to bury human waste. So this is trawl. For proper sanitation and hygiene. then the traditional campfire actually causes a huge amount of environmental damage. If you gather firewood, you are removing the vital habitat of insects, reptiles, birds, and small mammals. So when campfire lead to bushfires, they create enormous danger to native bush inhabitants and bushwalkers alike and result in destruction of the environment. Under no circumstances should you light a fire in the bush. Erect your tent at an existing site if possible. Otherwise, try to find a spot where you want damage, where you are not going to damage vegetation. That is, you won't damage vegetation. Never cut branches or move rocks or disturb the soil unnecessarily. Aim to leave your campsite as you found it or even cleaner. Remove all rubbish, carry it out with you. And don't attempt to burn or bury rubbish because this creates a fire hazard and disturbs the soil. Animals can dig up buried rubbish and scatter it about. So never feed on local wildlife. Carry out all food scraps as these disturbs the natural nutrient balance and can create weed problems. So keep on the track, wear footwear suitable for the terrain. Take a map. So this passage refers to 3 ways in which campers should behave. We need to classify these following behaviors as something that campers must do, may do, must not do. So you need to write A, B, C for these 8 to 14 questions. First is get the landowner's consent before walking across his land. 8. This is must do. Use a sleeping mat. 9. May do, not mandatory. Make a campfire in the bush. This is 10. Must not do, never do. Feed the birds. 11. Must not do. Use a freestanding tent. 12. May do. Dig a hole to bury rubbish in. Must not do because the animals would dig in and they may throw it around, making it more rubbish. Get authorization before setting out to camp in National Park. 14. This is absolutely necessary. Now section 2, question 15 to 27. Read the text below. Let us read this text. Conditions of employment. Weekly hours of work, that are 40 hours per week at the ordinary hourly rate of pay for most full-time employees, plus reasonable additional hours, penalty rate apply. Part-time employees work regular number of hours and days each week, but fewer hours than full-time workers. Casual employees are employed on an hourly or daily basis. Entitlement for full-time employees. Parental leave up to 12 months unpaid leave for maternity, paternity and adoption related leave. Sick leave up to 10 days paid sick leave per year. More than 4 continuous days requires a medical certificate. Then annual leave, 4 weeks paid leave per annum, plus an additional week for shift workers. This penalty rate was a higher rate of pay to compensate for working overtime or outside normal hours. For example, night time or on public holidays. Then public holidays, paid day off on public holiday. This except where reasonably requested to work. Employees working on public holidays are entitled to 15% above their normal hourly rate. Then notice of termination, 2 weeks notice of termination, 3 weeks if the employee is more than 55 years old and has at least 2 years of continuous service. Now you have to note that the entitlements you receive will differ whether you are employed on full-time, part-time or casual basis. If you work part-time, you should receive all the entitlements of full-time employment but on a pro rata or proportional basis. If you are a casual worker, you do not have rights to any of the above entitlements nor penalty payments. Casual workers have no guarantee of hours to be worked and they do not have to be given advance notice of termination. So these are the question 15 to 21. We have to find identification, means we have to see whether the statement which is coming from 15 to 21, whether it is true, the statement agrees with the information. You have to write false if the statement contradicts with the information not given, that means there is no information on this. 15. Part-time workers are entitled to a higher rate of pay if they work more than their usual numbers of hours per week. 15. What is it? This is actually not given. This is not given. 16. Casual workers may be hired by the hour or by the day. 16. Yes, this is true. This is given. A full-timer who takes a year off to have a baby can return to the same employer. 17. This is very true. Given. A full-time worker needs a doctor's note if he is sick for 4 days in a row. 18th, this is false. 19th, a full-time night shift worker is entitled to 5 weeks paid holiday each year. 19th, this is true. Any worker over 55 are entitled to 3 weeks notice of termination. This is over 55 are entitled to 3 weeks notice of termination. Let us see. 20. So termination, 2 weeks termination of termination, 3 weeks if the employee is more than 50 years old and has at least 2 years of continuous service. So it needs to be added that 2 years of continuous service has to be there. So we mark it false. 21 years casual works can be dismissed without notice. Exactly. 22 to 27. Then we have next passage coming, and we have to match which section. A says what, B says what, and likewise. So follow these simple rules to make a positive impression and get an appropriate response. Writing effective mails. First, A. Like a headline in a newspaper, it should grab the recipient's attention and specify what the message is about. Use a few well-chosen words. If the email is on one of a series, for example, a weekly newsletter, include the date in the subject line. Never leave it blank. B. If you need to email someone about several different issues, write a separate mail for each subject. This allows the recipient to reply to each one individually in a timely manner. For instance, one subject might be dealt with quickly, while another could involve some research. So if you have several related points, put them all in the same email, but present each point in a numbered or bulleted paragraph. C. Your email should be clear and concise. Sentences should be short and to the point. The purpose of the message should be outlined in the first paragraph, and the body should contain all the relevant information. D. Be sure to include a call to action, a phone call, or a follow-up appointment, perhaps, to ensure a prompt reply. Incorporate your contact information, name, title, company, fax, phone numbers, or extensions, even your business address if necessary. Even internal messages must have contact information. Then E. Only use this technique for very short messages or reminders where all the relevant information can fit in the subject line. Write EOM at the end of the line to indicate that the recipient doesn't have to open the mail. Does not open the mail. Then emails, F1 is emails, even internal ones, should not be too informal. After all, they're written form of communication. So use your spell check and avoid slang. Avoid slang. So let us answer them now. First is clarity. First is clarity. So this 22 matches with 9, subject line. Then we have 23, section B. This is 1 point per email. 24, it goes to 2, clarity. Then we have this 25th, section D. 25th goes to 8. Specify the response you want. Section E, 26, goes to 5th, end of message, EOM. Then we have 27, section F. This goes to 3, the style which is expected. See, we have the style. Avoid slang. Now section 3, question 28 to 40, read the text below and answer questions. So when we talk about how films convey meaning, we tend to refer to acting, music, dialogue, props, narrative developments. But often forgotten is the visual essence of a film itself, which is the cutting together of moving images, motion pictures, each one carefully tailored to meet a particular need or purpose. Most films and many important scenes characters by presenting us with the locale in which the scene's action or dialogue is about to occur. Occasionally, however, a director will use an establishing shot with another goal in mind. An opening view of 1,000 soldiers parading in synchronized fashion might have little to reveal about the film's geography, for example, but it does inform the audience that ideas about discipline and conformity are likely to arise in the material that follows. So in this way, establishing shots can also introduce a film's theme. After an establishing shot, most directors choose a long shot in order to progress the narrative. This type of shot displays the entire human physique in relation to its surroundings. So it is ideal for bridging the narrative divide between the location and the individual activity. A long shot is therefore often used to center on a pivotal character in the scene. A film might begin with an establishing shot of bleak, snowy mountains and then cut to a long shot of a lone skier, for example, or a sweeping panorama of a bustling metropolis could sit with a street view of someone entering a building. From here, the door is wide open for directors to choose whichever shots will enhance the narration. Close-up shots are popular in suspense sequences, a handgun being loaded, a doorknob being turned, the startled expression of someone freshly roused from sleep. Confining the visual field in this way adds to the viewer's apprehension. Dramatic fields must be probably want to emphasize character interaction, and the third-person shot, in which a third of the frame consists of a rear view of a person's upper torso and head, can be effectively utilized here. This shot encourages us to actually slip into the persona of that character and vicariously live through their experiences. A number of special purpose shots are used quite rarely, once if at all, in most films. One such type is the money shot. A money shot has no specific technical features or content, but is typically the most expensive element of film's production value and comes with a cost massively disproportionate to its screen time, which may be limited to just a brief glimpse. Because of its spectacular, extravagant nature, however, the money shot is a major revenue generator and is widely exploited to use in promotional materials. Money shots are most popular amongst, but not limited to, high visual impact genres such as action, war, thriller, and disaster films. But more affordable shots can also add an interesting twist to the story. The Dutch tilt can depict a character in a state of psychological unease by shooting them from a jaunty angle. In this way, they appear literally and metaphorically unbalanced. A trunk shot often shows a small group of characters peering into the trunk of a vehicle. It is filmed from a perspective within the trunk itself. Although, frequently to avoid camera damage, directors will simply place a detached piece of trunk door in the corner of the frame. This shot was a favorite of Quentin Tarantino and has been used in many crime and gangster films, often as a first-person shot through the eyes of someone who is tied up and lying inside the vehicle. A shot that has gained traction in avant-garde circles is the extreme close-up. This is when a single detail of the subject fills up the entire frame. Alfred Hitchcock famously used an extreme close-up in Psycho when he used a shot of shower drain with a view of victim's eye. It has also been used in westerns to depict tension between dueling gunmen eyeing each other up before a shootout. Not all types of shots are used in order to enhance the narrative. Sometimes financial restrictions or technical limitations are more pressing concerns, especially for low-budget filmmakers. In the early murder mysteries of the 1920s and 1930s, the American shot, which acquired its name from French critics who preferred to a plan American, was used widely for its ability to present complex dialogue scenes without alteration in camera position. So using the American shot, directors have their cast assembled in single file while discussing key plot points. The result is an efficiently produced scene that conveys all relevant information, but the trade-off is a natural tone. Because of few people in real life would ever associate it in such an awkward manner, American shot tend to result in hammy, stiff feel to the production. So as we have seen and learned, or rather read the content, let us try answering them. So we have discussions or descriptions from 28 to 33. We have list of terms. We have to match each description with the correct term A to J. So first one, that is our 28th one. A group of people, full length body shot. 28. And this is what? This is American shot. E. Two people, only one facing camera, head and shoulder shot. 29. This is third person shot. Distance shot of central city from the air. 30. This is C. Establishing shot. A single person, head and shoulders of center angle shot. 31 is B. Dutch tilt. Lone pedestrian walking a city street. 32. This is long shot. A flaming bus about to crash. 33. This is D, money shot. Then no more than 3 words from 34 to 37. Write your answers. So which two aspects of story can be shown with an establishing shot? This is locale theme, that is locale, L-O-C, and locale and theme. So you can use locale and theme in any order. Theme in any order. Both required for 1 mark. So what does a long shot focus our attention on? Pivotal character or individual activity. Pivotal character, PC, or individual activity, IA, I'll write for it. What do close-ups restrict in order to make audience nervous? 36. This is the visual field, FVF. What does a third person shot place importance on? 37. This is character interaction, CI. Then again we have 3 more and we have to fill in the gaps with no more than 2 words. So some shots are not used very often. Money shots have a high cost, considering that they only last for a few seconds. The money shot brings in a lot of money, however, is an important part of the film. 39 is promotional material, film's promotional material. Other less expensive shots can still be fascinating. A character can be made to seem dash in both mind and body when filmed with a dash tilt, for instance. 40 is unbalanced. So this was practice test 2 from Road to IELTS. Thank you so much. Take care.